What are esports? During 2017, they were followed by some 190 million people around the world, which generate $600 million. It's official, competitors are getting more and more, which can reach the 40,000 who witnesses in live the League of Legends World Final at 2017, or the 75 million who watched the same event on the internet. And a study by the technological analysis company Newzoo estimates the number of fans they have in 2020 at 286 million. From the figures we use here, it might seem that we are talking about a mass sport, but this is not the case, or at least not exactly. The term eSport helps explain what we do, explains Sergio Mesonero, co-founder of the professional video game league. We are talking about professional players who have teams, have coaches, that their games are broadcast on television, but there is also a bad part, which is that it is confused with sports. They have aspects in common, but they are different areas. The difference are not so much in form. Gamers follow training sessions that are not far from well-known sport disciplines, but in substance, esports are not sports. They are a set of sports, but in other words, those who play League of Legends are put in the same bag as those who play Counter-Strike or FIFA, three of the most popular games in the world, something like grouping swimming, badminton, or archery. Esports, or electronic sports, increase their figures year by year to levels that few shows can afford, so much so that there are more and more sectors, from brands to traditional sports teams, who are attracted to the phenomenon that has nothing to do with passengers or whose evolution has only just begun. Because we are facing what is probably the most important form of entertainment in the coming decades, whether you are ready for it or not. But what opinion are there of esports? Nestor Santana from Mafre Atlas comments, esports is young, digital, global and diverse environment very attractive for companies. Ander Perez from Telefónica Movistar talked about, if you work well, it's a sector where people are very grateful and the link with the brand is total. And Alejandro Sachis from Majo San Miguel, esports is an adolescent territory that is still maturing. The common denominator of brands when entering the world of esports is the personality of their audience. The typical profile of the match spectator is that of a man between the age of 21 and 35 years, whose leisure habits distance him from traditional media. He does not listen to the radio or watch TV in the conventional way, and he is inclined to inform himself through social networks and online contents. These characteristics define them as a difficult audience to reach, and that is where electronic sports enter to be seen. But what is happening with esports in sports marketing? Only in the United States, it is estimated that the esports will generate $200 million in advertising revenue during 2019. Unlike traditional sports, which are not owned by anyone, electronic sports are always born linked to the brand, the video game company, which is the one that organizes the tournaments, and the clients decide the rules. From there, the possibilities of exploitation in sports marketing are many. Influencers marketing. Elite sports players have large communities of followers, especially through platforms such as Twitch or YouTube, so they offer good options for collaboration with brands. Events. The broadcast of electronic sports tournaments bring together millions of spectators, making it a privileged environment to put your brand before the eyes of the world. Merchandising. Many brands are already taking the opportunity to launch merchandise and product lines based on esports, and thus connect with a young audience, such as Kellogg's or Burger King. Will esports be an Olympic sport? In the middle of the last year, a new story emerged in the IOC was studying the possibility of esports becoming an Olympic sport. It's not yet clear if esports is really a sport, said the body's president, Thomas Bach. The possibility beyond giving institutional validity to the sector seems complex. There are no national federation at the state or international levels, and teams and organizations are eminently private, but esports probably don't need to be recognized for Olympics either. Finally, a construction sector is a blank sheet of which to stamp or seal and anticipate the competition. Some have already created their first esports school for those fans who want to jump into the arena. And most importantly, there are those who have broken down barriers, presenting feminist teams before the masculine predominance in esports. Being alert will also help you anticipate any opportunity. If Fortnite is the last great revelation, the world of the video games will have little left to have its own leash. Create a strategy around it and jump into the pool before anyone else? Yes. Analyze and act.